You think you know the story of twins, right? Well, today we're diving into the real biological journey of fraternal twins. And trust me, it's a story packed with chance, genetics, and some twists you probably won't see coming.
Okay, let's just jump right in at the deep end with a question that sounds like it's straight out of a soap opera. Is it actually biologically possible for a set of twins to have two different dads?
And believe it or not, the answer is yes. But hang on. Before we unpack how something that wild can even happen, we've got to go back to the beginning. We need to explore the fundamental miracle that creates fraternal twins in the first place. Don't worry, we're definitely coming back to this.
So where does it all begin? Right here, with what we're calling the double launch. This is the single biological event happening deep inside the ovaries that kicks this entire incredible process off.
The fancy scientific name for this is hyperovulation. Now, in a typical monthly cycle, a woman's ovaries release just one egg. Simple enough. But with hyperovulation, boom, the ovaries release two separate eggs, setting the stage for two completely separate potential pregnancies. This is the crucial first domino to fall.
So what causes this double release? Is it just random? Well, not really. It can be genetic. Some people just have genes that make it more likely. A woman's age is a big factor, especially in her 30s. It can also happen right after stopping hormonal birth control in something called the rebound effect. Or, of course, it can be triggered by fertility drugs, which are literally designed to do this. And you know, the genetic part of this is actually really interesting. This tendency for hyperovulation, it runs in families, but get this, it's passed down on the mother's side. So a father can carry the gene and pass it to his daughter, but it won't affect him. It just means she will be more likely to have twins. Kind of cool, right?
Okay, so we have two eggs out in the world. What happens next? Well, that brings us to the next chapter. Two eggs, two fates. Each of these eggs is about to start its own completely unique journey.
From here, the process is remarkably distinct. First, you have the two eggs released. Then, and this is so important, each one is fertilized by a different sperm. We're talking two totally separate moments of conception. And finally, each of these newly fertilized eggs finds its own spot to implant in the wall of the uterus.
And because they implant separately, they each set up their own little life support systems. The easiest way to think about it is that each twin gets its own house, which is the amniotic sac, and its own pantry, which is the placenta. They are essentially roommates, sharing a womb, but they've got their own private suites.
This brings us right to the heart of what makes fraternal twins so different. Genetically speaking, they're just siblings. They just happen to be born at the same time. So let's really unpack what that means.
Here's the number you need to remember: 50%. Just like any other pair of siblings born years apart, fraternal twins share, on average, half of their DNA. They're no more genetically alike than you and your brother or sister. And it's so important we don't mix them up with identical twins. Fraternal twins are from two eggs and two sperm. Identical twins are a whole different story. They start as a single fertilized egg that splits in two, which is why they're genetically identical. That's the fundamental difference. And here's a great little life hack for you. The easiest way to know for sure if twins are fraternal, without any DNA test, if they're different sexes. You see a boy and a girl twin pair, you know with 100% certainty that they are fraternal. Case closed. So they're just like regular siblings who happen to share a birthday. That's the whole story, right? Simple enough? Oh, not even close. This is where biology is about to get much, much stranger. And that brings us to our final section, Nature's Rare Surprises. This is where we circle all the way back to that wild question from the beginning, and we uncover some biological phenomena that are almost unbelievable.
Remember that opening question? Well, here's your answer. The phenomenon is called superfecundation. Since fraternal twins come from two separate eggs, if a woman has relations with two different men in that very short ovulation window, it is biologically possible for sperm from each man to fertilize one of the eggs. The result? Twins, with different fathers. It's incredibly rare, but it absolutely happens.
And just when you think you've heard it all, there's superfetation. This is an extremely rare situation where a woman who is already pregnant ovulates again, and that second egg also gets fertilized. The result is twins who are actually conceived weeks, sometimes even a month apart. It's like being pregnant with your own younger sibling. Just try to wrap your head around that. And that really leaves us with this final amazing thought. The human body is capable of these extraordinary, almost logic-defying events. It really makes you wonder, if our bodies can pull this off, what other biological marvels are we yet to discover?